Hi guys, how are you? How are you doing, people? Type there and tell me if you can see me and if you can hear me. I want to know. Let me turn off this light over here. It's not very good. Gonna turn off this light, guys. We are gonna give it a few minutes for people to come on. I started 2 minutes early. There we go. Here I am. Come on, people. Good afternoon. No, it's still morning. It's 11:58 a.m. There. And I am cold. It's very cold around here nowadays. It is so cold, people. How are you? It's 11:59 a.m. Today I started 2 minutes earlier so that we can give people 6 minutes to come on. Six minutes to come on. Let me see if I can share here. Because I don't know how to share on this YouTube live, but I can try and share on my phone. Hold on. I'm going to do that right now. As we wait for people, 5 people, comment there and say hi. I'm going to call your name here in a little bit. I will call your name here in a little. I think I should turn off this computer over here. Too much light. There. That's better. How are you? Comment there and I'm going to call your name. Let me see if I'm able to share this WhatsApp group because I always forget. Actually, I don't forget. I don't know how to share on this link of YouTube. The other one I used to, but it gave me so many problems until I was like, I think I should get rid of it. So let me try and share that link here. I'm going to share it as we wait for people to come. 2 minutes, 52 seconds. Today, I am going to give people 6 minutes because I started how many minutes earlier? I started 2 minutes earlier. So let me try and share this link on the live on my phone. I hope I am able to. Let me go to my live here. Your channel. There. At UMKC, we offer more than 125 wide-ranging degree programs to expand your. Trying to share the link here, Charlotte. Trying to share the link here, Charlotte. I hope. Oh my gosh. Let me see. I hope. Oh my gosh. Let me see. Ha ha ha. I don't know if I'm able to. But let me try. Let me try. There. Maybe. And the feedback is bad. So what I will do, I will go to my latest video there. My second last video, the one that says, are you ready for Christmas? I am going to share the link there, Charlotte. So I need you to go to that video there and get the link. Although I will share later after we are done, but right now I am not able to share on this live. It's not letting me. Or maybe I can type over here. Can try and type over here, but it's a long link. So 4 minutes, 27 seconds. I'm going to start acknowledging people here in a little bit. Let me see if I can type it for you guys. I want to see if I can type that link for you. It's a long one, but I'm going to type here. I'm going to type it and then I'm going to start acknowledging people here in a little bit. I'm not a fast typer. I type very slowly, but I get there. I type slowly, but I get there. Slash ID XA. This is a long one. 2C. I'm trying to type this link for you guys here. EU TA3. I'm here. I'm typing the link for the WhatsApp. FEV PLBI. This is too long. QCU. I hope that's the right one. I hope I was able to type the right words there. There's a link there. I hope you tell me when you click on it if it's taking you to the WhatsApp. Now, it's been 6 minutes, 10 seconds, guys. So I am here. And good afternoon. It's 12:04 p.m. here in the USA. Here is Charities Bubble USA, your #1 channel. I am live. I missed the Saturday one because I was so busy with my children. They had some activities that they were doing, so I never made it. By the time I was here, it was 2. I was like, whatever, I'm going to come on Monday. So I hope that you guys are doing fine. I am doing well. And thank you for joining me. This is Charity Nganga, Charities Bubble USA, your #1 channel. So I am here and we're going to talk about a few things. And also, I am going to, if you have any question, you can ask me there. And I need you to tell me if that link is working, the one that I have just typed there. So Caroline Zambo, hello, Chacha, waiting from Zambia. Thank you for joining me. Charlotte, hi Charity. Please send the WhatsApp link if you have a group. So it's there. Kindly, it's highlighted in yellow. Kindly tell me if you can click on it if it's working. I just want to stay connected as you're huge fans. WhatsApp links, tafadhali. You always forget to share. I don't. What happens is that this is the direct YouTube streaming live. So I don't know how to share there. But I'm going to figure out how to share there. So I try to type there. When I'm live, sometimes it doesn't let me because of the echo. So I try to type it on my computer, and I hope that whatever I type there is the right one. And if it's not, you're going to let me know, and I will put it there again. Carol Zambo, hope you will answer my question. Carol from Zambia, I did. Samuel Kariuki, hi Charity. Samuel from Kikuyu, thank you for joining me there. Jadida Mudhoni, hi Charity, thank you and welcome. Jenny Samuel, hi Charity, thank you and welcome. Karanja Maura, hi Charity, watching from Eldoret, thank you. And Elangwa Isaac Ngoy following. So I hope you guys are doing fine. I am doing well. And like you saw the topic today, I'm just going to take you back a little bit because I have received so many feedback. It's good to talk about feedback about the DV lottery. Since it closed, I haven't talked about it. But I've gotten a lot of feedback, and now I know because so many people have talked about it. They have commented and seen and said what they did. So I think it's a good time for me to address that and then forget about it. So Grace Werimo there, my friend. Hello. Short reviews for me. How are you, Charity? Tune from Qatar. Thank you for joining me. So I'm just gonna give feedback. It's good to give feedback, and also just to thank you guys, the ones who fill out the DV Lottery 2023. So many people did. Actually, there were some people who were commenting and they were saying that 2 million Kenyans filled out the DV, so they are giving up. You should not give up. Numbers should not worry you. Just have faith and pray, because all that is remaining right now is just to pray and hope for the best. Because like I told you, when I did my application, I won for the first time. So you must have that faith that it doesn't matter how many people you have applied. Every region, of course, they get 7%, but still, you can still get it. So do not give up hope. Just pray. And I have started talking about other pathways that you can use to come to the US. I hope that you guys have been watching my videos. The ones who have been watching, thank you. The ones who comment, thank you. The ones who give my videos a thumb up, thank you. The ones who have subscribed my channel, I really thank you. You guys are awesome. If you haven't watched those videos, kindly go back there and watch them. They're very educative. And of course, I've started showing you like some of the stuff here in the US, so that if you win your DV lottery, you will know, you will have a clue on where you are going or what to find when you come here. Now, Winning Jerry, hi Charity, watching from Kenya. Thank you for joining me this afternoon. So guys, I just want to talk about a few mistakes that people encountered. and they are talking about them, and they are still asking me about it. So I'm going to address that as feedback for the DV 2023 on this session. And then after that, I am not going to talk about it again, because like I told you guys, it's time to forget, but it's good to address. Because there was this person, I saw that in the group that they did the application of their DV lottery with their ID. Your ID card, that's what you used. If you used that, then you will not get it, because you will be disqualified even before the application goes to the pool. Because like I told you, that computer knows, it detects, knows a passport number, because those passport numbers, they are unique numbers, they are unique numbers, and it knows. So if you use your ID, you are not going even to go to the first filter, because you will be rejected immediately, because that computer knows. So guys, so I saw that it was being talked about in the group, and then I was like, what? So that person, that's not even following the rules, because you find that, guys, when it came out, they normally give you the instructions, and I read those instructions the first day, the second day. I kept on reading them, and I kept on repeating. So I was kind of surprised when someone said that they used their ID card because they did not have their passport. I was like, what? Yeah. So if you did that, that is, that's a mistake that that one, it's not, it's like if you didn't even apply. So next time, so this is for next time, please do not use your ID card, because you don't want to do it for the sake of doing it. You want to do it for the sake of like trying something. It's something that you're trying that could change your life. So if you use your ID card, for me, on my part, I would say like it's like taking it for granted, because even in the first announcements, that guy said that you have to use your passport, and I have told you that if you do not have a passport, do not apply. So also that's a great mistake. If you used your ID number, just know that you are not, your application is not going to go anywhere. Now let's see about some mistakes that people made, because I have them. I've even written them down, because people have been asking me, I did this. We're going to talk about that today, and then we're going to forget about it. Now, if you have a question, guys, I see 8 people there. Kindly type it there, and I am going to answer it. Magochi, hi, Charity. Thank you for that, that love, whatever emoji. Thank you for that, Magochi. Now, there's another thing that will make you, that people did. Maybe you did your application and you thought that you had made a mistake. Maybe you had put a number wrongly, or you had put the wrong date of birth, or whatever. Now you decided to do another one. I told you guys that the computer detects double entries. So if you have double entries, and I told you about identifiers. So if you made double entries, please know that you are not even going you're going to be disqualified in the first selection.
Sorry,
before
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet.
Oh,
it looks like an issue with the router.
So before the good applications go to the pool where people are selected by the computer, you find that they get rid of the mistakes. And I told you guys, this is US. If they say you do something, you have to do it right. You know what I mean? And even when you come to live here as a permanent resident, you have to follow the rules that they want you to follow, because becoming a permanent resident does not mean that you will become a US citizen. You have to follow their rules, because they have things. And I've done a video about a permanent resident and the requirements, because after you have lived here for 5 years, you are allowed to apply to become a US citizen, but there are things that you should do as a permanent resident. For example, you should file your taxes every year. When you have a job, you should be able to file your taxes every year. You should be free from crime. If you have committed crimes, if maybe you have done I told you, if you go us coming from Africa, you find that men beating their wives, or people just fighting in a marriage or beating up their kids, it's not a big deal. But you find that here in the US, it's a little bit different. If you come with that nature of violence, you find that, and it goes to the record, because I told you guys, when you come here, you get something called a social security card. That social security card is a number. That number follows you everywhere. It follows you everywhere, and it doesn't matter what age you are. You know, I'm getting surprised when I am watching that the students are burning high schools in Kenya. You find that that if that happened here and that person was caught, because here they catch criminals very fast, very very fast. You find that that person's life is destroyed from that time up to the time that person will die. Because you find that if you commit a crime here in the US and you are put in the system, it's called the system, that social security number, everywhere that it is entered when they are doing your background check, because they normally do a background check to see what you have done in the past. Even if you did something when you were 10 years old or 12 years old or 15 years old, it will pop up. It always pops up because your social security number is unique. So you find that I wish that there was a system like that in Kenya, whereby like those people, they had something like a social security number, and when they're caught, their life is just destroyed. And that's why you find that some people even end up being homeless here because they did bad things. And then when they go to ask for a job, then when their social is entered, because when you're looking for a job, you have to give your social security number. When you're even going to rent a house, you have to give a social security, anything like those, even when you're going to buy a house, you have to give a social security number. So you find that if you had done bad things in the past, even if you are young, even if you are in high school, you find that you will be caught. Nobody will want to employ you. Nobody will want to give you anything or to be associated with you. And that's why you find that people in the US, they end up homeless. Because if nobody is going to hire you or nobody is going to give you a place to live, then you'll end up being homeless. So, and that's why I'm saying if it's that application that you're doing, and it doesn't matter even if you're doing an application for any other type of visa, whatever they tell you to do, you must follow the instructions. Otherwise, if you do not follow the instructions, that's why you find that most people, they do the applications, but they do not get it. Why? Because they made one mistake. Because you find that so many people have done the application for the DV lottery, and they have to look for a way to eliminate people. So the first people who are eliminated are those who have used an ID card. Those who have made double entries, those are the ones that are eliminated. And before, like, they go to the other mistakes, because that's a major mistake that you do if you do a double entry. And, you know, I kept on coming here every time and telling you guys, do not make a double entry, because if you make a double entry, that's gone. You know, it's gone. Just forget about it. So that's another thing that like will make you become disqualified. Now, let's say, for example, you used I talked so much about the photo, and I remember I made a video about it. And so there's this lady who said that, and actually it was live, my last live, she said that she's worried because the photo of her child, the ears were not being seen. Now that is not very significant, because they can always do a correction. And I remember when we applied for our DV, let me acknowledge some more people. Karanja Maura, hi Charity, selection of DV winners is random. I'll talk about that one. And then Kennedy Kemei, hi Charity, thank you. I'll talk about your question here in a little bit, Karanja Maura. So you find that when we did our application, I remember we didn't have photos, and I think I've repeated that several times. We didn't have the right ones. So we just collected the passports that we had, but that time they were not very strict, guys. And then we put them there. But I remember when we went for our medical, they couldn't let us even do the medical, because the guy who was checking the documents, because before you go for your medical, there's a guy who checks whatever you have come with. He told us, no, these ones are wrong. These ones are wrong. So you have to go and get new photos. And he told us to go to Village Market. That is where we got our photos. So you find that there's this lady who was saying the ears were wrong. So I told her, just forget about it, because that's not like a very, very major mistake, because the ears were not being seen. They can always tell you to go and correct that. But if, let's assume, like you did not follow the instructions that I read about, when I said that when you are doing the photo, make sure that you do not have your glasses on. Make sure that your background is white or it's plain. Make sure that you are not covering your head. Or, you know, those, when you watch that video that I had talked about, the things that do not. If you had your kids, they were covering their mouth. If you had your kids, they were looking on the other side. You find that those are major ones, because they have been stated there. And you find that US is very fair. They will judge you according to their book. If they say do not do this and you do it, then that is wrong. You see what I mean? So you find that if you made a mistake on your photo with the mistakes that were told that do not do it. For example, they told you do not highlight your photo. You know, like when you take a photo, sometimes you see that it's not very bright, and you want to highlight it to become more lighter. You find that if you do that, that is wrong, because it is written there in the rules that you should not highlight your photo. You see what I mean? If your photo has a shadow, if it has a shadow, those are the things like what was stipulated about the photo. If you made a mistake on there, you find that you will be disqualified. But if the mistake is not there, for example, like that lady who was saying that the ears of the baby were not being seen, you find that one they can always tell you to take another one. But if you make a deliberate mistake, you read but you did not follow the rules, you find that one will make you to be disqualified. Because I've had so much feedback about whatever, about how people did and whatever. So I was like, let me just talk about it once and for all, and just tell them this is if you did this, then you won't get it. If you did not do this, then that's what I'm talking about, because I want you guys like to know, because some people say that I've been applying for 10 years and I have not gotten it. That's why I always told you guys, go back there to travel.state.gov and read those instructions, because those instructions are important. 17 people are watching. I can see 10 thumbs up, guys. Please give this video a thumbs up. If you have not subscribed, consider subscribing to my channel. We want to grow, guys. We want to grow, and I was expecting maybe after the DV, like people will be gone, but I'm glad that you guys are still here and you're still hoping, because it's good to hope. It's good to have hope about good things that come in the future. So now, if you did those mistakes, you find that you'll just be disqualified. You will be disqualified. Let's say, for example, you put in your passport number. Like I remember telling you guys, when you're going to do application, calm down, take deep breaths, and don't be in a hurry. Just do it slowly, double check, triple check before you do your submission, because you have to enter your correct date of birth. You have to enter your correct passport number, because if you enter something different, that changes that information. It changes the information. So you find that let's assume like your passport number ended with a 9 and you ended up putting an 8 or a 6. You find that that's a different one. So that is like that's that's like fraud. You know what I mean? So you find that those are the mistakes that were like very critical, and those ones, they make you like like you don't qualify because you have made those mistakes. But you find that let's assume like I remember when we were doing our application, but ours was totally different. But I like giving my examples because that's what we did. You find that when I went to get my passport had been written that I was born in Kiambu, and then what else was written there? Yeah, it was written I was born in Kiambu, and I can't remember very well my Kenyan passport. But there's this thing that I remember: I wasn't born in Kiambu. I was born in Elbagon. That's where I was born. So I didn't write what was in my passport. I wrote that I was born in Elbagon because that's where I was born. That's where I was born. So at that one, they didn't ask me anything. But I remember when I was filling out my DS-260, I wrote what was in the passport. I wrote what was in the passport, because you find that maybe you were born somewhere different. But because you find that when the birth certificate comes out, it has where you are born, but maybe when you go there, they put a different place, maybe where you reside. So you find that one is not a very big problem. It's not a very big deal. Because like you can correct it on your DS-260. So there are some things that you can correct, and there are some that you really cannot correct. Those mistakes that are written in those instructions, if you did those ones like you're just done, you won't get it. And that goes even when you're applying for other visas. Maybe you're applying for the DS-160, because if you're coming as a student or you're coming as a visitor, and like I said, like the visas for visitors, the visas for students, they have been postponed because up to next year, because of the COVID. Like I told you, they're just doing emergency. Emergency are those visas like for example, someone is getting married and they have a spouse who is outside US. Those ones, they can be considered, or someone is filing for their child, either a US resident, a US permanent resident, or a US citizen. Those ones are being considered very fast. So you find that the DV lottery might come to maybe number 3 or number 4, but it's still being considered, but it might come later. And that's why you find that some people are getting impatient. They are like, I don't know my case number, whatever. No, they will still call you, but it is going to take some time. It's not going to be fast like before COVID. And most people have asked me, what was your case number? Guys, I cannot remember my case number. Because I remember after we had done our application, they gave us the green paper. I remember I still had our case number, and I had my green card. But when I became a US citizen, they took my green card. They take your green card, and then you have to apply for a passport. And of course, they give you a certificate. It's called a certificate of naturalization. And that one doesn't have the case number or whatever, because now you are a citizen. So I cannot remember my case number, guys. But what I can tell you is that just be patient. If it has not reached next year in September, you should still be patient about your case number, and they will still call you. Now, there's a question that I had seen here that I was asked by Karanja Maura. Hi, Charity. Selection of DV of winners is random. Yeah, it's random. It's computer randomized. The computer selects. That's why I told you, after you do application, if you know that you did the right thing and you did not make the mistakes, you only have to pray. That's the only thing I can tell you. Just have faith and pray. Do not look at the numbers of the people who had applied. That doesn't matter. If God said that you're going to come to the US, you will come to the US. But at the same time, I told you guys, it's a lottery. You should be prepared to win or not to win. So that should not affect your life. Whatever that you're doing, it should not affect your life. You should be able to move on with your life. And that's why I tell you guys, you have to give yourself, be 50-50. And that's why, I don't like talking so much about it, but I'm talking about it because people have sent me so many messages asking me what. So I was like, I'm going to address as a feedback about how you guys did your DV and the mistake that people made, so that other people can learn from what I'm talking about. Because like I say, I talk about the DV because I came here with a DV lottery. I didn't come here with a different type of visa, and I stayed and I became a US citizen. So I have gone through that process. So I can give you the tips. And I've lived here in the US for 7 years. So I know where you can go wrong and where you cannot go wrong. That's why I just like to share, so that I can enlighten people, so that and then of course you go to travel.state.gov, read the information, because like I told, and there's a video that I did and I told you guys, people don't read the information. And that's why you find that even in the African countries, people, you find that someone has their own piece of land, maybe they inherited from their parents, and then someone just comes wearing a suit and a tie, and they tell them whatever a story, and they tell them sign here. But you find that our African culture, we do not read. We don't like reading. And simply because we do not like reading, you just sign, and then you find that 5 years later, your piece of land is gone because you signed something that you did not read. The same case that I tell you guys, go verify. Even if you listen to what I am saying, and maybe you listen to someone else, go to the source and see, is Charity saying the right thing? So that's how we do. Because even when you come to live here in the US, you have to teach yourself how to read information, because most of the stuff you will be given in paperwork. There's a lot of paperwork, actually, a lot of paperwork that your mail will be sent by papers. You're like a lot of things. And even if you opt to have the electronic mail, maybe you do not want the paper mail, you have to read your emails. I had to teach myself to read my emails, because I was missing on so many things if I didn't read my emails. So I have to read my emails every day, guys. And I even have a calendar here on my table. Let me show you my calendar. You see this calendar? This calendar, I normally write everything that I have to do for that month. If I have appointments, I write it here. If my kids are leaving school early, they have maybe written an email, and my kids, oh, my light, I don't know what happened to my light. So, and my kids have to leave school and go early. I write here on this calendar. Why do I write? Because I'm still old school and I will forget. So you find that paper, you have to read, because if I don't write here, I will forget about it. So you have to learn how to read. And that's why I told you guys, go to that website and read, so that you do not make these mistakes. You have to learn how to read, especially when you come to this country. You have to read everything. They send you emails, they send you a lot of stuff. Like, you have to know where you're supposed to be at what time. You know what I mean? So it's very, very important for you guys to read. So next time, if you made a mistake, I need you to be prepared. I'm still going to talk about it when it comes at that time, and I'm still going to guide people on how to fill out the DS260, but I need you to read. And that's why when I did all my videos and all that, I refused to fill out the DV lottery for people. Why? Because I wanted to see how many people have followed what I have said. How many people have watched my videos? How many people have asked even the questions themselves? You know, sometimes even I look even at the group, I see the question that people are asking. I'm like, this person did not even watch that video. Because you can tell someone who knows information and they're asking a question from the information that they have watched. So guys, if you're listening to me today, I need you to start reading whatever that whatever you're doing. If there's paperwork somewhere, read about it so that we avoid these mistakes that I'm talking about this afternoon. Now, so I said about the mistakes that the people made. Let me see if there's something else. Now, there's another thing that will make you win. You can win. Maybe you applied. Remember, I insisted so much about the family members, that if you have family members, please include them. It doesn't matter whether it's your wife, if it's your husband, if it's your kids. And the kids, I talked about these three categories. I talked about your own biological children, your stepchildren. Those are children from other marriages. If you had been married and you had a child, even if you don't live with that child, I said you have to indicate that child. And of course, if you have adopted kids, and we said it's here, it is what is recognized is legal. Even marriage that is recognized is legal. So after you win, then you are like, I did not put my wife or I did not put my kids, and now you want to put them there. Or maybe you win, you had a child who is below 19 years old, and they have a child, and then you're like, I'm not going to leave my grandchild. I'm going to put my grandchild there. Now that one, you have won. But you will be denied if you either add or if you either did not put. So if you did not include them, you will be denied. If you add them after, you will be denied. If you add a spouse who was not there before, you will be denied. Before you checked, you will be denied. So you find that there are those things that you'll be disqualified completely, and there are those that you will be denied after you have gotten the application, you have been selected, but you have done these mistakes. You did not include your family. You missed one person in your family, and now you want to come and add them. That one will make you to be disqualified, like very fast, because the consular catches that. That's it. That's it. And you know why? Because they want everybody to follow the rules, and they want to give the visa to someone who has followed the rules to the T. Because they know that when that person immigrates and they come to live here in the USA, they won't give them trouble. Because an immigrant, you're coming to live here permanently. That's why you're called a permanent resident. A non-immigrant, it's temporary. You're coming here maybe to school, and then after school, they give you some time to go back to your country. Or maybe you can change, or maybe you get married to someone or whatever. But if you still are a student, or maybe you came for work, you came with a contract or whatever, or you came as a visitor, they expect you to go back. So those ones are temporary people, the non-immigrant people. So you find that why they are very strict on the DV lottery is that when they bring you to this side, they want you to be able even to follow the simple rules that you have to follow. You have to abide by the rules. You have to file your taxes. You have to, those little things that you have to learn here, and so for you to be able to adapt. So that is why when you're filling out any paperwork to come here in the US, you have to be very keen, very, very keen when you're doing that. Okay. Kennedy Kemei, hi Charity Magochi. I don't have a question on application, but on video you did with your husband, the technical jobs in US. Are they for both genders? Yeah, they're for both genders. Yeah, anybody can do, it's amazing because you find that even women, they do carpentry, they do mechanic, they do anything. Here, anybody can do any work that you want to do. It doesn't matter. Anybody can do any work that you want to do. So it all depends. The sky is the limit, but the thing is that you have to have a license to practice any job. So when you go to, if you go for carpentry, you'll become a carpenter, you'll get that certificate. You'll be certified to work. You have to be certified to work. You'll do a test. There's a test that you do. If you are a plumber, you will have to do a test for you to get the license for you to practice plumbing. if you do air conditioning, you find that our houses, like now it's winter, it's very cold. You find that every house, and if you watch that video keenly, he was showing me the gas. That place of the gas, that is what heats the house. Every house has a gas. It's the heating system of the house when it becomes cold. You find that if you have done air conditioning and you do not have a license, even if you go to the store to buy that equipment for the air conditioning, they will not sell it to you. They're not going to sell it to you. They sell to people who are licensed. So you have to show your license for it to be sold for. Even something like an exterminator, the people who kill bugs, flies, whatever, cockroaches and all that. The people who buy those those medicines, let me call them medicine, although they have another word, those insecticides, they have to be licensed. If you do not have a license, they don't sell it to you. So here is a country of, paperwork. You have to be licensed. You cannot practice something if you're not licensed. So so that's good to know. But they do not discriminate in gender. Anybody can do that job. Okay. Kennedy Kemei, I'm watching you live and clear in Dubai. Thank you for joining. Dennis Jonki, hi Charity. Is the COVID jab mandatory once you win? Yes. And I wanted to talk about vaccinations, and I'm glad that you asked me that question. And also, I will connect that question with for Queen Coletta. How is the process of getting the medical records? Now, let me talk about vaccinations, and let me talk about the COVID vaccine. Now, when you are born, when a baby is born, it doesn't matter in Africa or wherever, they have to get vaccinations. They have to get vaccinations. So those vaccinations that you get, you have to have, that little book that they used to give in the whatever, in the clinic. If you are a parent, you know that little book that you give. Now that one, if you take it with you to the medical, they will look at the vaccines that you have gotten. They will look at the vaccines that you have gotten from the health center. And then when they see those ones, they are not going to give you those. They will only give you the ones that you do not have. But if you go without anything, you don't have nothing, they will start from the one that you would have gotten the first time that you were born, up to you get to date. I had my little, what did I have? Actually, I had my little card. My mom gave me my card. It was, it was surprising that she had that card. But I still ended up getting 6 injections. I still did end up getting 6 vaccinations. Now, for my son, I remember I had his, and he was given, I think he got 12 because he was still not up to date. He got 12 injections. Now, the only person who did not get him any was my little one, because my little one was, she was still 4 years old, so she had gotten the ones that she was supposed to get, and then so they I think they only gave her 2, and that was it. But if you do not have anything, any vaccination, you will get all of them. Believe me, you will get all of them. You will come here when you're vaccinated. They make sure that you get vaccinated. And why you're getting vaccinated, I know there are some people who do not like to get vaccinated. It's because this country is different. Now, right now, it's very cold. It's very cold. And even when you come here, you have to get a flu vaccine. Like I got my flu shot on, when did I get it? I got it 3 days ago. And actually, it's still, I can still feel it. Why are you getting it? Because the temperature changes. You are not born here, and they want you to be able to survive. So that's why you're getting those vaccinations. So if you have those records, take them. They will tell you have this ones. This is what you require. If you have all of them, well and good. If you are up to date. But what I know is that in Africa, you find that when kids are 5 years, they stop. They stop giving them vaccinations. I know my kids, I had stopped at 5 years. My son, I had stopped at 5 years. But right now, when I came here in the US, my 4-year-old, I have to take her. I remember the last time I took her was last year, and she got 4 injections, still for those vaccinations, because they repeat them. So you find that it doesn't stop where we stop in Africa at 5 years old. There are more that that people don't follow up. They're there. Now, let me talk about the COVID vaccine. The COVID vaccine is mandatory. You are not going to be allowed to come here without a COVID vaccine. I know people are refusing it. I know it's bad, but let me tell you what's going on right now. Right now, if you do not have a COVID vaccine and you work in healthcare, you either quit your job or you get the COVID vaccine. The government is not playing, and as citizens, like I went for an interview somewhere this morning. When I came from work, and then I had to go for another interview because I'm looking for another job. So So I went, and then when I went inside, the human resources was talking to a person, and then she was like, "Did you get your vaccine?" She said, "No, she hasn't gotten hers." And then she was told, "You know, you only have up to December 5th to get your vaccine, or you cannot work here anymore." So that's how serious it is. So if you're out there in Africa and you think that you're not going to get the COVID vaccine, then they are not going to let you come here. They will not let you. It's mandatory. You have to get it. You have to have it. Because if we cannot work in healthcare without the COVID vaccine, then I don't see how they are going to let you come in here without the COVID vaccine. That one is mandatory. And I got mine. I got the first shot. I got the second shot, and nothing happened to me. You find that maybe people are saying that whatever, but you know, some people just give very lame excuses. I'm like, really? Maybe there are some people who have their own problems and maybe they have a reaction, but that's maybe like 1% or whatever. But if I did not die of the COVID vaccine, my husband did not die of the COVID vaccine, my son did not die. I have an appointment for my 12-year-old, my daughter just turned 12-year-old, to take her for the COVID vaccine. Then I don't understand why people are not taking the COVID vaccine. You should take it. Because we don't want to go back to that part where the whole world was closed down and we didn't know where to go. You know, I work at the bedside with patients, and do you know how sad it is to see a person is dying and they don't have their family members there because their family members cannot come close there. They don't have anybody. They only have this stranger who is a nurse who is trying, all the best to make sure that that person is dying in a good way. Do you know how sad that is? Or maybe you're just watching people. These people would have been, I count the people that I saw die, and I'm like, that person, had it not been for COVID, that person would still be alive. So I don't understand when people say that they don't want to take the COVID vaccine. That, like, it just doesn't make sense to me. Because why like it does, I don't understand. So just so you know, when you get your whatever, when you get your DV lottery, if you're not going to take that vaccine, the chances of you being denied that visa will be very high. Because even us, the people who do not have a vaccine here, they have a deadline to stop working in healthcare. They are not going to work. It doesn't matter whether you're a nurse, you're a doctor, or whatever you're not going to work. It doesn't matter. So that COVID vaccine is that serious because they want to get rid of COVID, and if that's one way of preventing people from going back to where we were when the whole world was closed, then so be it. You know what I mean? But people will always be stubborn. But for me, I don't see anything wrong with the COVID vaccine. I don't. So I think I've talked about those vaccinations. So if you do not have any, just know that you'll go through all of them. They will require you. I told you that I got 6 injections and I still had my records because I wasn't up to date. You have to be up to date. And that's something that is done here. Even our children, I keep on taking my kids to the health center to get vaccines because every year I have to take a new record to show that they are up to date with their vaccines. All the time I have to go and make sure that they're up to date with their vaccines. So it's very, very important for you to know where they are. If you have kids, know where the records are. If you do not have them after you win your DV, go to the health center that you are taking them, ask for a medical record. They will give you that and you will be good. Okay. How is the process of getting medical records? So I don't understand this, but if you go to wherever you had gone for your vaccinations or whatever, you will get your medical records. Because the major thing that I saw when we went for our medical appointment was the medical records. Those are very important, guys. They're very, very important. Okay. Now, so the COVID jab is mandatory. That one is mandatory. Even right now here, if you don't have it, you don't work. They are not explaining. They're giving deadlines. I know there are some hospitals that they have already let go of the people who have refused. I know. So it's that serious. You have to get that job. All right. Let's see. Okay, now, so Carlos, I'm good, thanks. How are you doing? We'll let you know as soon as possible what the next step is. Thank you. 11, whatever, Carol Zambo. I had talked to you here. You had texted me, and I replied at this message, Carol. What they're telling you is that they're telling you to wait. I know you did the application. They're telling you to wait. They're telling you, we will let you know as soon as possible what the next step is. So what you can do is to wait. Because that's what they're telling you. They're telling you to wait until they contact you. So they are going to contact you because that's all you can do. Just wait. Nathan Otegi, what of recropping? What recropping? There's that video I did about that photo. I said that when you do your photo, if it has the wrong background, you can use the remove background app. You remove your background, and then you go to the other app. Go watch that video. What's your name? Nathan. And then you put it in that website, and then it goes to something like a passport. It fits. It fits there. I did that. I think I should, after I'm done, I should click that whatever, link that video here so that you see what you did. Because what they tell you is that when the person is taking your photo, they should be like 4 meters away from you, and make sure that there's enough area. Like you should not be very near that whatever, the person that you're taking the photo for. But the major problems, guys, is what is written. Do not wear glasses. Do not cover your head. Do not have a background. All that stuff. Do not change your photo, alter it. All those stuff. If you made a mistake on that one they will look because it is written. That one they will look. Now, okay, Julie Chage, hi Charity. First time in your chat, please touch the vaccine during bed, because if one doesn't have a vaccination card, you're a grown-up. Are you subjected to the vaccines again? Yes, you are. Yes, you are. I told you I got 6 and I had my little card, so I don't know how many you will get. But yes, you are. They want to make sure that by the time you're coming here, you are safe. Because this is different. Guys, this is different. It's like, it's just, it's not, like in Africa. Africa, it's near the equator. I would say it's not very far from the equator. As we are very far away. So when it's cold, it becomes, when it starts snowing, I'll show you when it's snowing, like it's white all over. And it's freezing cold. You find that even at the beginning of the cold area, when I am going outside, I have to cover my head, because by the time I walk from my garage to my car, I have a headache because of the cold, because it's very cold. They want to protect you from all that stuff. They will even do something called whatever, to check if you have TB. They have to check. And most Africans, they turn positive because of course we were given that one when we were little, the BCG. So most Africans turn positive, but if you turn positive, they'll do a chest X-ray to check. But those are important. They are very, very important. The vaccinations are very important, guys. They're very, very important. Okay, Karanja Maura, hi Charity, enlighten on how case number is given to DV winners. Now, I talked about the case number. I said that we get the visas that are going to be given are 55,000. I know there's a debate that's going on about 80,000. It hasn't gone through, so I'm not going to talk about that much. Because even if it's implemented today, you find that there are so many cases of people who had won in previous years who did not get their visas, and they're waiting. So they would cater for those people for that time. But what I said is this. You find that every region gets 7%. We have 5 regions, I believe. They get 7%. So you find that count your number from the farthest to 55,000. Let's assume that your number is 10,000. You expect that you will get your whatever faster, your appointment, your second notification letter faster. But if your number is 50,000, then you expect like it will be later. It will be maybe all the way up to August, September. That's how you look. And I think I'll try and see if I can get anything about my case number and see if I have it. If I have it, I'm gonna come and share here with you guys. Okay. Okay, Bernard Peter, hi Charity. DV is a lottery. You may win or lose. I got my visitor's visa in 2019 for a conference. How can I use it there? Because I heard you cannot work with it. What was the process of converting it? Now, have you already gotten your visa? Now, what happens is that you can come here for a conference. But then what you do, you can go to the immigration office and tell them that you saw a college and you are interested in applying for that college. You are interested. Of course, then that way they can change. But before they change, they will ask you, do you have funds to pay for school fees and whatever? Because you have to show proof that you'll be able to pay your school fees when you are in there, when you go to that college. So what you do with that, whatever, with the visa, whether a visitor's visa or whatever you have, you can always convert it by, maybe you tell them, I want to change it to become a student. But you have to show proof that you will be able to pay your school fees. That happens. It happens, but you have to be here. You cannot change it when you are not here. You have to be here. You can also change it to marriage, whereby maybe you come, you meet someone, you fall in love, and then you get married. And if you get married, you find that a person becomes a legal permanent resident, and you become a citizen in 3 years. But still, They do a lot of investigation on the marriage one. I talked about, there's a video that I talked about the marriage. They do a lot of investigation just to know that if the marriage that you are entering to is valid. It's valid, and it is not for taking advantage of the permanent resident or the citizen. So you can change it to become a student, or you can change it if you get a person and you marry, because things happen. Maybe your spouse was meant to be in the US. When you come to visit, that's how people meet. You go somewhere, you meet a person, and then you get married to them. So you can change it. You can change it, but that one happens when you are here. That one happens when you're here. Now, Julie Chege, you have addressed my question on vaccines. If all vaccines are administered all at once, do they have any effect? No, they don't. You just feel so, like, you just feel so. Of course, they are injections. You'll feel so, but you'll be fine. You'll be all right. Like I said, at that time, my son was 11, and he got so many injections, and nothing happened to him. He was only sore for a few days, and then he was fine. So nothing is going to happen to you. But believe me, they will make sure that you have those vaccinations before you go for your interview, because they want to make sure it's for your safety. It's not that they want to torture you or whatever. It's for your safety. That is why they're giving you those vaccination guides. So it's good to have positivity. I know I've talked to so many people, even in Kenya, and they're telling me I cannot take the COVID vaccine. I'm like, why don't you want to take the COVID vaccine? And they don't have a good reason, because you should be able to give reasons, even medically, what you think. But some people do not. It's just a lame reason. But for me, I was, when they announced the vaccine, I was among the first people who took it. I took my vaccine. Let me tell you when I took mine, because I have my card here. I have my card here, and I'm waiting to go and take the other one. Even when you're going to nursing school, I told you guys that I'm going to nursing school in January. They will ask you for your COVID for your COVID card if you have gotten the vaccine. If you did not get it, then that's another story. So this COVID vaccine is very, very mandatory, even here. So guys, when they tell you to take your COVID vaccine, you should take it. Now, let me tell you when I got my COVID vaccine, because I have my card here. I got mine on the January 5th, 2021. That's when I got my vaccine. So if I was supposed to die, I would have died a long time ago. I got my first one, I got on the 5th, and then the other one I got on the 26th of January of this year. So that's my card. So even if I'm traveling, I show them my vaccine card. I have it. So go take your card, guys. I also wanted to show you something else. When you become a citizen, you get something like this. This is my citizenship card. I don't want to show you my date of birth, but that's my citizenship card. You see, you get something like that. You are a citizen. All right. Now, let's see. Lisa Kinodia, hello Charity. I'm so happy to see you. Thank you to see you too. Happy to see you too, Lisa Kinodia. Joe Mama, are you vaccinated? Also, can you please say my name? Yeah, Joe Mama, I've said your name. Yes, I'm vaccinated. I just showed you my vaccine card, and I got my 2 shots in January. The first one I got on January 5th. The other one I got on January 26th. Of course, here in the US, the vaccine was very early. As soon as it came out, I remember I got it at work. They brought it, and I was like, I'm just gonna go and get it, and I'm not. And I remember even at work, there are some people who just refused. People even we work with, they said, no, I'm not gonna take the vaccine. But now it's gonna be bad for them, because you're not going to work in healthcare. There's a deadline, and when your deadline in your facility comes in, they don't care. You will not work if you have not been vaccinated. That's how serious it is. So guys, when you win your DV lottery, be prepared to take that vaccine. If you don't want to come to the US, then don't take it. That's what I can say. But they are not joking about the COVID vaccine. You must get it. Okay, now, yes, I'm vaccinated, Joe Mama, and I have mentioned your name not once, not twice, 3 times. Okay, Nathan Ontegi. To alter with a photo, what does that mean? Now, like what I talking about is like I have taken, like the way you guys are seeing me, and then I decide to highlight my photo, like like to make it more bright or make it more dark, or maybe I can change my photo to be black and white or whatever. That stuff. That's what I'm talking about. So that, because you find that when you put your photo in there, when you upload it, if it is not right, that website will crop it. It will crop your photo. It crops your photo to the right one. But if you have used the method that I told you on the on the video about the photo. There's a video that I did, and there's a person. It has a yellow thumbnail, and it has a person taking a photo. When you put it on that app, whereby you put your photo to see if it fits on a card like this one, when you upload it, it doesn't give you problems. It just goes automatically. So you know that you have done the right thing. All right. Having a health background, which is the best vaccine? What health background? Like I told you guys, they will ask you about your health background and whatever your diseases, but they're not gonna discriminate you against that. But you know, vaccinations, unless maybe you are allergic and you have proof of allergy. For example, and I can talk about like the flu shot. For example, the flu shot. I told you that as guys, when you come here to live in the US, it's good that you have a flu shot every year. I know there's some people who do not take it, but for me, if it comes to medical, I really do not. I take it serious. For me, I take it serious. So find that if you have an allergy towards like eggs, you find that you will not get the flu vaccine because it has some elements that can make you more allergic to that. But you find that it has to be, you have to have like some evidence that you have whatever. And what I can tell you guys is that myself, I'm very allergic to so many things. Actually, I carry an EpiPen. An EpiPen is a pen whereby if you get an allergy, at that time you can inject yourself with that medicine so that you don't get a reaction. Like I am very, very highly allergic to so many things, and I have to carry something in my bag to help me. If I go across maybe something and it reacts with me, then I will know how to do first aid on myself. And if I got the COVID vaccine and nothing happened to me, and I have all those allergies that I have, because I have so many allergies, and I got the COVID vaccine and nothing happened to me, then I don't understand why someone else should not take the vaccine. Like it just doesn't make sense to me. You see what I mean? Like I have all these allergies, like so many and very serious ones, but I still took the vaccine and nothing happened to me. So I don't understand why people are so like reluctant on taking the vaccines or whatever. It doesn't make sense. But just so you know, when you win your DV lottery, you will take that COVID vaccine. If you don't want to take it, then they won't force you, because they cannot force you medically. And what they're doing here is that they're not forcing people to take the vaccine. You have a right to refuse, but you will not be hired at that particular place. You will not get your job anymore. You will have to go and work somewhere else. So that's what is happening around here. Okay. Grace Werimo, I have already seen the date of birth. Ladies, never disclose the age. Why is that so? No, you haven't seen my date of birth. No, you haven't. No, it doesn't matter the date of birth or whatever. It doesn't matter. It just depends on someone's opinion. Now, Zipping Joy, how much is nursing course and duration of the course? Now, the course, I said you can do it for 2 years. You do your prereqs in 1 year, but you have to do very, very many classes, many classes. And then after you do your prerequisites, then you do the LPN is 2 semesters. If you're doing the RN, is 4 semesters. Like me, I told you, for me, I took a long time, because I had to go to school stop. But if you are just a student and you don't have anything much, you do your prereqs in 1 year, you can do them. And then you do your application. When you apply to nursing school, you do not know if you are going to be accepted, because you do the nursing entrance test. And I showed you a book, an example of a book that you read for the nursing entrance test. I don't know if I have it here. I think I don't have it here. You have to pass at a certain percentage. If you don't pass at a certain percentage, they are not going to pick you. They will not. And I told you, I did mine. The first time I did not get it. The second time I did not get it. I got it on the third time. Because English is very hard. Comprehension is very hard. You have to know those words and how to interpret them for you to be able to pass. But after you pass is when you are accepted. And it's very competitive, so they take the highest pass. So I told you guys that your GPA always has to be, if it's the lowest, let it be like 3.8, 3.7, 3.5. See what I mean? Okay, thanks, Charity. Now, let the will of the Lord be done on my DV2023 application. Yes. The nursing course, like if you go to the program, inside the program right now, you are doing the program, you have done your prereqs, you have done everything. It will cost you from like $10,000 to $13,000. $10,000 to $13,000. That's what it's going to cost you. But if you're a permanent resident, of course, you can get financial aid and you get help. Okay. Can you study nursing with a grade D? Now, if you have a D, they will have you do some more classes to upgrade your level until like you get there. And you find that when you have a D, You have other people who have a GPA of 4, they have A's. You know, for a GPA of 4.0 is A's, and you find that they will be picked and you will be left. Why? Because it's very competitive, and the highest grade gets picked. And I gave you an example. Last year, I applied for my nursing. I was my GPA was 3.5. I don't care talking about my GPA. It was 3.5. And they were taking 3.6. So they didn't take me last semester. I was taken this semester. So it's very competitive. That's what I'm telling you guys. It's very, very competitive. You have to have a high GPA. Like you have to aim for those B's and those B's, those A's, so that you are on the top of the class for you to get in. So when you have a D, the chances of whatever, actually it's a C. They want a C. They want a C. So a D, you have to work, go do more classes so that you can upgrade your GPA, and then you can go and apply for nursing school. So you still need to work on that. It's not that you can do it. You can, but you will do more classes. That's why I was saying something like math. Instead of starting with maybe algebra, maybe they will tell you to do intermediate algebra, and then you come to college algebra with review, and then you come to college algebra. So it depends on where you are. I told you they gauge you. They tell you this is where you are at, and this is where you will start. You find that some people will not even start with comp 1 because they are low, they are below that rate. They will start with something else different. So it depends. It depends on where you're at. They know where for you to start. Okay. Hey, I have been in Oakland, California for 2 weeks. Can you help me meet other Kenyans? How do I get work? Did you come here with Thomas Wangombe? What kind of visa did you come with? I would like to know what kind of visa you came with in a very short time, because I'm almost to end this live show. So what visa, Thomas Wangombe? I hope you're still watching me. What did you come with? And then I'm gonna let you know, because I need to know the kind of visa, because I cannot tell you how to get a job if I don't know the kind of visa that you have. Because I told you guys that you have to know the status of a person here in the US, because there are so many statuses. So if you know the status, that is how you are able to help someone. But if you do not know the status, even when you're getting married to someone, know their status. It's good to know their status. It's very good to know their status, because their visas, a visitor's visa, that you are not allowed to work. If you come for a conference, you are not allowed to work. If you came as a student, you are only allowed to work in the college that you are going to school, and maybe they allow you to work in summertime. But if you came with a different kind of a visa, maybe you came here as a visitor, you are really, really not allowed to work. So, Thomas Wangombe, I would like you to tell me the kind of visa that you came with here. Okay. So, how do I get work? You can write a comment. You can text me on my whatever. I put a link on my WhatsApp group there. I hope it's working. And then we can talk more about what status you have, so that I tell you, I can be able to tell you, to guide you the right way. Can you talk a little bit about the real ID and the real driver's license? Itakuwa na impact ya watu wa job chini ya maji. Sasa unajua, kama uko na job chini ya maji, unajua upatangi ID. Kama uko na job chini ya maji, haupatangi ID. Upati. Kwa sababu you have to be on the right status. Kama uko chini ya maji, ulikuja kama visitor. Na kama ulikuja kama visitor, of course, you will not get a social and you will not get an ID. Because the rules, those are the rules. So wala watu wako chini ya maji hawapatangi, lakini kuna zile njia wanaendanga wanaenda wanapata mahali wataweza pata maybe kufanya kazi. But what I know is that if you came with a different one, kama uko kwa chini ya maji, they do wanafanya mambo zao. But now for me, what I know is that there are those visas that you're supposed to work, and there are those that you're not supposed to work. And of course, kama umepata hiyo job, of course yule mtu amekuandika lazima kuwa na kuexploit somehow. That is, that's the reality of it. That's what I know. Atakuwa exploit somehow. So that's what I can say about that. I don't like talking much about that stuff, because now I don't like talking. So can I get an F1 to apply for a technical course? Yeah, you can. You can if you apply, but like I said, those visas, they are not being given because they are not emergency ones. Because I told you that there is that whatever for COVID. So you have to wait. You have to wait until next year for them to start processing those visas. So guys, I hope that I have talked about the mistakes that you guys made in the whatever, in the DV, and I hope that you will not repeat them next time. I hope that you will be able to read um, the instructions that you are given. So Thomas Ongombe, B1 visa, hiyo ni ya visitors visa. Sasa hiyo ni whatever. Sasa that one I am not able like to tell you how you can work because you are not going to get an ID because that one is a visitors visa. It's a visitors visa. So I don't know. I don't know how to advise you on that because that's different. That's a visitor's visa, and a visitor's visa, how party, whatever. You don't get an ID for that one. You do not, because they like I said, when you went to the American embassy, you told them that you are coming to visit, and that is what they know, and you have a duration that you are supposed to whatever you are supposed to live, and then you go. So maybe unaweza ongea na yule mtu alikuwa amekuinvite, ukishaongea naye maybe ataweza kukwambia, but for me I'm not able like to talk about it because I like to talk. I like to remain true to what I talk about. I like to remain true to what I read about in travel.state.gov. And if I come here, I tell you like with a B1 visa, I'm going to help you to get a job, then I'll be lying to you. I'll be lying to you because I will not be able to. So I like to stick to my own facts. Like I told you guys, when you come here as a visitor, you can still I need you to talk to your host and ask them if there are ways that you can maybe change your visa to a different type of visa. But a B1 visa, you're not allowed to work. You're not allowed to. Okay. Okay. Wanyanyi Joseph, I like what you're doing, especially the interview with your spouse. Yeah, I like to bring my spouse here just to show another different way of life in the US, and a way because not everybody is meant to go to school. Not everybody will go to school, and you can do other things and still make money. You can do other things and still live a good life, employ yourself. There are some people in their own how they are created. They cannot survive to be hired by people. They just want to do their own independent thing. So you find that there are so many things that can be done. And why I like US is that they give you an opportunity to do anything that you want, unless you refuse or unless you choose not to do it, or you choose to follow the wrong path, because there are some people who have followed the wrong path, and if you follow the wrong path, then you find the consequences, because actions have consequences. So there are so many things that I want to show you, like you can still come and excel even if you're not going to school, because everyone is like, you have to come here and you have to go to school. No, there are some people like it's not there in them that they can go to school and excel, but they can excel in business, they can excel in plumbing, they can excel in concrete, they can excel in mechanic. But when you come here, you have to have that license to work. You will not just work like that. You have to have the license to work. Okay. There was that one is invalid. Like I told you guys, let me try. I don't know if he's gonna come in my before I get off the live, because I'm getting off now. I'm gonna try and share it once more in my live show, because I tried and I wasn't able to, simply because I am using YouTube Live, like the live YouTube thing. So it's not letting me for some reason. I don't know why, to comment there on my phone. Let me see if I'm able to chat publicly. I think it's gonna let me paste. Can you try that one that I have put over there? Try the one I've just typed it on my phone. It is gonna take 30 seconds to come on. But before yeah, there it is. Can you try that one? Click on that one and see if you are able to get in, and then you let me know before I end this live. You see, I'm getting an echo. So try and, because that one I have copied and pasted it. And then you type there and tell me if you are able to see it before I end this live. So guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for liking my video. And also, if you have not liked my other videos, kindly do it. I would really appreciate. We want to grow. And if you have not subscribed, kindly subscribe to my channel. I am waiting for you, Joseph Wanyonyi, to type there. And after you type there, I am going to end this live. So I am really waiting for that so that I can end this live. It's been 1 hour and it's been good. You guys are awesome, awesome, awesome. Did you get it? Did you type there? Because there was someone who said that I forget. I don't forget. I have difficulty typing it there. And this is a live show. If you go to my previous video, leave alone this one, because this one takes time to process when it comes on, so it doesn't let us type of the whatever. But I'll try to type the link again after I am off this or whatever. Okay. Let's see if you typed. It's working. Great. Yeah, so that one is working. Yeah, so I'm glad that that one is working. So I was waiting for you to tell me if it's working. So guys, I'll see you again on Saturday the same time, and we'll talk about something else. So now I am done with the DV, so no more questions about the DV lottery because that one is gone. Now we are going to talk about other things because we want to forget about what we did. Of course, I have addressed the mistakes, and I hope that you guys will not repeat them the next time. So, guys, I wish you all the best, and God bless you, and stay safe.